Hello, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to more CSGO news. This episode dedicated to all the rumors out there currently in CSGO. I wanted to make it very obvious these are only rumors. Some of these things have been pretty much confirmed, but I do want to talk about a lot of speculation out there, and because there's a lot of big things going on right now currently in Roster Mania, and a lot of them are very fun to talk about, especially with all of you guys in the comment section who give your thoughts, I give my thoughts, and there are so many great things that could be happening. The first of which, guys, pretty much the brand new Virtus.pro roster has blatantly been confirmed so far. We actually know pretty much 4 of the 5. We're going to assume they're going to sign a 5th Polish member sometime soon, as they will always remain a fully Polish roster. So far, guys, it will be the team themselves clearly stating they want to base the roster around their younger players. So we take into instance so far, that's going to be Snatchy and Mihu. Snatchy literally snatched the primary opping role away from Pasha. We are going to also safely assume Pasha will be off that Virtus.pro roster, although we did take the Twitter earlier today and also mentioned he has plenty of offers. I was actually kind of decently surprised to see he actually have plenty of offers out there. They're probably going to be lower tier teams. They might be some surprise teams as well. And we also know, of course, him being now over 30 years old, he has 2 kids to take care of. A lot of people out there want him to go to full-time streaming. That's probably also a potential option out there. And on top of that, we also had pretty much confirmation yesterday as well from Team AGO. They have now confirmed Caper to their roster as a replacement for Tao. Tao is actually a potential to be joining Virtus.pro, and with them re-signing Caper in place of Tao, actually mentioned in their post, this pretty much does confirm that Tao will be joining the Virtus.pro roster, and that 4-man core we do now pretty much know about. So with that, of course, the addition of Snacks thanks to Decay, rumors have pretty much been, I keep on saying pretty much confirmed because there's so many things taken to Twitter. The CEO of Virtus.pro tweeting out the bear as well as Snacks himself. They might as well just pretty much just say it right now. We know this 4-man roster going forward, 99% confirmed. The 2 younger players already on the roster will be Snatchy and Mihu, alongside them Snacks and Tao. Tao being from AGO, Snacks reacquired from Mouse Sports. What an expensive venture he has been so far over the past year. And now the real question is, who will lead this team into battle? And I just realized I used the cheesiest term ever, lead this team into battle. For one though, I know one player I don't want it to be, and that is of course being Taz. If you guys do remember, it was in that best of 3 finals to actually qualify for Pro League. It was Kingwin with Taz taking down Virtus.pro. I would hate to see him leave the team he has been with for nearly a year now, or just around a year now, and of course go back to Virtus.pro, who, remember, has not qualified for anything in 2019. These guys will have to grind their way back. They have not qualified. Likely they'll still be an invite team for some reason. I mean that not offensively, but with their precedence, guys, the only reason we of course know they get invites is with their name drawing in some big fans out there. These guys have a long way to go, a long road to go, but as of right now, Virtus.pro, we pretty much have confirmed 95% of the way their new roster, the 4-man roster. The only question now is who will be their IGL, who will be their 5th Polish member. There's people out there like Furlan from AGO. Do they strip another player from AGO? I can't see AGO letting go of those guys. Remember, AGO did retain their Pro League spot, so they need some sort of formation around that roster. There are some Polish options out there in terms of non-IGLs. There's plenty of options, but when it comes to in-game leader role, it's going to be a huge mystery who these guys sign, but we do now pretty much know their roster. And also, it does seem pretty prevalent, guys, that Fnatic will not be changing their roster. They tweet out a nice commemoration Instagram picture as well as a tweet on top of that to kind of commemorate their team so far throughout 2018. Their most recent victory was in the last event for their year so far for 2018. That was at PLG Grand Slam. Yes, they were expected to take it, but with that title, it does seem they're going to retain that roster through the first major. No rumors out there around Fnatic. They have really no reason to change so far, and I think a team who is kind of on the radar, certainly as a prospect to have contention in the next major if other teams out there continue with their changes. There are many teams inside the top 10, inside the top 15 making changes, and I think Fnatic, if they stick with this roster, I'm actually pretty positive thinking for their future as well, and I cannot wait to see how they do. On top of that, of course, in biggest rumors on the thumbnail, one of my favorite teams out there currently, Ghost Gaming, has also many speculations around what their roster could be, and of course with that come other North American changes and rumors on top of that. Huge thanks to Decay, guys. Of course, all of his articles will be linked down below, and as of right now, apparently it will be FREAKAZOiD from SWOLPatrol to join that roster for supposedly Subroza. Now, Subroza also tweets out the generic, Stewie2K has ruined Twitter for CSGO. Expect the unexpected is what Subroza has tweeted out. So it's suspected, based off Decay's, of course, inside sources as well, that it will be FREAKAZOiD to leave SWOLPatrol and replace Subroza on that roster. Other changes could possibly be coming. There's, of course, people out there wanting Swag to also join the roster for Neptune. If you guys don't know, Neptune, the youngest player on that Ghost Gaming roster, and clearly, I mean this not offensively. I think there's two mindsets out there currently around this 16-year-old. He has potential, and the team has made of note they want to stick around with this youngster and, of course, bring him up into what he potentially could be. But it was no joke, guys. Throughout the entire season with him so far, these short few months, he has been a lackluster character on this roster, and it would no doubt, in my mind, be an immediate improvement to have FreakaZoid and Swag join together for Neptune and Subroza. But also, don't get your hopes down for Subroza, guys. Still a great character. I think did a great job on Ghost Gaming. He has offers out there, and likely one of them might be Complexity alongside Tarik. So that's another rumor I guess we'll briefly mention, guys. Apparently, we had Tarik tweet out, of course, him in a room on fire. We also had CEO Jason Lake of Complexity responded that with some water to put out that fire. Current rumors are that apparently Tarik and Subroza would join that Complexity roster, who are no doubt on a huge downfall ever since their major run. But either way, a lot of these rumors, I'm going to say, guys, I know they're pretty much confirmed. It can get annoying, but on top of that, they do make sense. We, of course, know before the season, or right when the season started, when Cooper left that Swole Patrol roster, FreakaZoid came out and said even if his team, that being Swole Patrol, made Pro League, he would get them there if he could, and even so, he would probably leave the roster. He actually made note that he would leave that roster. People questioning that once they made Pro League, would he stick it out with the team? It does seem quite obvious that apparently that's not the case, and so again, it does make sense why he would leave that team for a slightly more well-noted team out there. So again, it's going to be cool to see if he actually does join that roster. I do think it's going to be an improvement, especially with FreakaZoid's past with Swole Patrol, not only on LAN, but really proved himself on that roster, but so too did a few characters on that. And I will say, if the rumors do reign true, or if what we want comes true, I don't see Ghost Gaming getting rid of Neptune so soon. But if they do for some odd reason and Swag does join, that would pretty much in my eyes put an end to Swole Patrol, and I want to see him stick it out with that team and see how they do in Pro League, see if they can retain that spot. But those are it for North American rumors, guys. Ghost Gaming alongside Swole Patrol, Complexity also thrown in there. A lot of North American teams making moves, but of them will not be E United, will not be NRG, which I do respect. Those guys have proven themselves to make the minor so far, and I'm going to stick to my word on this. You guys can leave a comment down below as well. Of the teams we only talked about so far who have not made changes, just the three mentioned so far, that being, I guess, specifically NRG and Fnatic. I think these teams will make vast improvements and vast gains on their regional counterparts because they're sticking to their rosters, at least for the time being, and especially through the major. These are very important times, guys. In the next month or so, boot camps will begin, and remember, just early in February is our next major. That is just about 2 months away, and our next major is underway, and a lot of teams out there are making some huge changes, which are going to make those boot camps a little bit more difficult and those map pools a little bit harder to solidify. Then also some very, very subtle rumors out there. Really no confirmation about this whatsoever, just a few tweets, one being from Simple I showed you guys yesterday, him saying FaZe up. So, you know, that would be absolutely insane. The current rumor also being Chris J. People out there saying Chroman deserves a shot. I'm of the mindset that I think Chroman did a swell job with Fnatic. I don't think he's exactly what they need. I still think they really need a solidified IGL, and I'm really, really questioning where they can find that. You guys in the comment section, you guys love FaZe Clan and have gone off and mentioned many rumors out there, many people you would like to see join this roster. I'm honestly clueless. I'm questioning who can actually replace Kerrigan and do a better job than what he did with the team. I know there was a huge downfall these last few months, but I think if any team out there is going to suffer the most from their newest pickup, it might be FaZe Clan in the short term. Alongside that, guys, it will be, again, thanks to Decay doing some amazing reporting here in the CSGO scene throughout the entire year. Let's be honest, it's actually apparently Mythic adreN to leave that team and apparently be joining Liquid as their coach, and I love this move so much. Now, no doubt, Liquid probably got the butt end of that MIBR swap, which we have now heard about and pretty much confirmed, but they lost their coach Zeus. They do gain a potential coach in adreN. He has played with a couple of these players in the past, back in 2016, the old OG Liquid era with Nitro and Elige. They had some success together. Ever since then, he went to Team Mythic. I've always been super curious as adreN as a coach. No lie, he's posted many YouTube videos about advice and strats and smokes and all that kind of stuff. I'll link his YouTube channel down below. He's been a bit absent as of late, being preoccupied with Team Mythic and some other things, I am sure, but I've always been very curious how this guy could do, how he would click with these players, and given his history, especially with Nitro, this is definitely a move that I think would make sense and at least worth a chance. And very lastly, guys, in Brazilian changes out there, some small swaps, and again, of course, we're confirming several rosters out there, the first of which Luminosity Gaming. If you guys do remember, not too long ago, it was Yell leaving that roster for Bolts. I'm going to talk about a slight comparison between these two teams. Remember, Luminosity Gaming is in a pretty big slump over the past, I guess you could say, 2 to 3 months, losing both their spots in ECS as well as ESL Pro League. Very unfortunate to see, as they do have that 4-man core though now, and they lost those spots most of the time with that 4-man core. That's going to be Henny, Steel, Lucas, and alongside them, Bolts will be that major experienced team, but they have to really rise and grind throughout 2019, losing those Pro League spots. They're not going to get probably too many invites outside of South America, so they'll definitely have to fight for them. Alongside that, they failed to make the Katowice minor. So I would say, though, they played Furia without Henny in the lineup. They got Henny back for their second matchup against Bravado, and they lost 2 close maps, 16-12. So I will say they had a rough run throughout the minor. I think they could have qualified both the teams they lost to, and I guess you could say closer matchup. And again, against Furia without Henny, one of their pretty good members, and having to play with a coach is never a good thing. And both Furia and Bravado did qualify for the minor. So a rough run there, but again, these guys really have a lot in front of them to try and step it up throughout this year. Alongside, of course, them will be Intz Esports, initially signing this roster because they had that Pro League spot. They will retain their Pro League spot, but they lose a vital character, arguably their best player, Phelps. They will apparently sign 2 new players, though, that will be Yell and Destiny. Now, Yell and Destiny, of course, Yell being replaced on LG by Bolts, and Destiny and them, Destiny and Yell actually playing back in 2017 on that LG lineup together. They have experience together, as many of these Brazilian players do, although apparently going to, of course, lose Phelps, and alongside that, potentially Horvey. Horvey, a really recent form, has been struggling on this roster, so it is definitely sad to see. I would say of these 2 lineups so far, recent results would say Intz Esports is certainly struggling. Recent results would also say the same probably for Luminosity. Of the core set rosters, I would probably favor Luminosity over these guys, and I think probably changes in the right direction for both rosters, though. So it's going to be kind of sad to see if these changes do go through, where these teams will go. One team in Intz Esports has retained their Pro League spot. The other team, Luminosity Gaming, has not, and both these teams are making changes, hopefully for the better in the future, and I don't see anything too wrong with this. Besides, when you look at Intz Esports, guys, I think the lesser of the 2 teams with Yell and Destiny, because a lot of this roster has not proven too much besides in 2017 with some, I guess you could say, decent performances, but besides on premier events, though, nothing too big in terms of long-term runs on that roster. And then you compare to Luminosity Gaming, you have those guys, you know their capabilities, you know their ceiling caps are quite high. But besides that, guys, that is it for rumors currently. I know there's many rumors out there I might have missed. If I did, please leave a comment down below. I'll certainly cover them in the future, but that's it for now, guys. Big changes are coming in the CSGO scene. Big team changes are coming, and I cannot wait to see what happens. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. As always, my name is Jake. I'll see you back here tomorrow, and we are slowly approaching Christmas break, which is crazy. I want to do a big giveaway. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know, and I will get the skins required for a giveaway. But as always, there's also a giveaway down below you guys can enter. I will see you back here tomorrow. Okay? Oh, shoot. Bye.